victorious Liverpool manager. I was just introducing you as that. Things just keep on getting better. But you were made to think a little bit, weren't you, after that opening goal from Leicester? That kind of went against a very quick start from you.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds weird, but I think we had a really good start because we were threatening them for 6 minutes. But then one moment where we underestimated the situation immediately led to a chance and a goal. And then, yeah, you have to work really hard to come back in the game. And I think in the end we were, I wouldn't say lucky, but it really helped
the
to
timing.
score the equaliser just before half time.
Yeah, we just had Cody Gakpo in the studio talking about actually the fact you have conceded, I think, first 3 in the last 5 Premier League games. And he said his words were a little bit sloppy, perhaps just not kind of turning off a little bit at times.
Yeah, but
is he being hard on you and himself?
It works both ways. So the first games we already also conceded 1 or 2 chances, but those ones didn't went in. And the last few games, almost every chance we concede goes in. This is in a season, it's quite normal. For me, it's the most important thing is how many chances do we give away during the game. And I think there was a second one over here in the second half, but that were the only 2 times they came even close to creating a chance or having a chance. And in my opinion, we've created enough. But yeah, because we went 1-0 down, it was for a long time, it was a game before we made the 3-1. And I think then you saw maybe how good we are because they didn't try to come back in the game. They just wanted to manage the
Was that Gakpo goal almost perfect in the fact that it took from Alisson to the goal 14 seconds and went through 4 passes? Is that the kind of thing that just makes you purr?
I said to the 4th official, because I said to him before in the first half a few times, listen, it's not only for the time you add on, but every time we have momentum, and if they are on the floor pretending to our injuries, that brings momentum out of the game. And in this situation, it was on the other end where they couldn't lie on the floor, and we could just take it quickly, and that helped us by scoring a goal. I liked the second goal even more because that was for me a real team goal with the overlapping run. But this is partly also what we want. We want to bring our wingers as often as we can in threatening situations. It happened more than a few times.
Was the plan to overload on the side and give back to fullback and then cross a lot? Because in the especially first half, you gave the ball to Salah, Gakpo, back to fullback, and then cross and cross and cross. Was that the plan?
Yeah, plan. It's our playing style. So if they have a 1v1, take it on. If they bring 2 players towards the ball, it's about the fullbacks that are involved. They have to be involved then. And actually, I said during half time that we don't always have to cross it in then. Maybe we play it to the other side because Trent was, if he would adjust his position a bit, he could have been free to have a shot because their left winger mostly became the 5th defender.
Because in the second half you had more runs from midfield in between the fullback and the centre back, and then not that many crosses, but then you feed it off the midfield players, which I think was more effective in that way because.
Yeah, no, deep runs are probably the most important thing in football. So you don't even always have to play the player that makes the deep runs, but then you can create maybe a bigger 1v1 situation for your winger. So yeah, the more deep runs you make, the more chance you have to win a game.
Arne, congratulations. Is it that feeling that now the title is for you to lose rather than to win?
Oh, interesting question. I don't look at it that way. It's a bit boring answer, but as a manager, like you know, you go game by game and you know how many games you still have to play. And you can see, especially in the Premier League, that you see sometimes results where you're like, I didn't expect that. But you can expect this because so many teams have so much quality. So it's not, well, like I said, if this would have happened in the Eredivisie, I probably would have felt like, okay, this is true, what you are saying now in this competition.
Well, extraordinary things are happening. The Manchester City are 14 points off you now. At the beginning of November, you were a point behind them. So, you know, things can move quickly in this division, as you're seeing. And players are a week from now, potentially 3 of your key players able to talk to other clubs. So I've got to ask you the question about those 3 players, Trent, Virgil and Mo Salah, of course, who scored again tonight. Where are you at with those conversations?
I can answer for him. I know what he's going to say. Every press conference he says.
I say the same, yeah. No, I think that's what John is saying, John Arne is saying. We don't talk about contracts in public. This is something for the players and Richard. And it's not up to me to talk about those situations in public. But it's clear that Mo again had a good game. Virgil had a very good game. Trent had for most parts he was really good for one or two exceptions, but he was, especially second half, really good. So, yeah. That we can talk about, not about the contract
Okay,
situation.
I had to ask, but thanks anyway for predicting the future there. And just very briefly before we let you go, you said you were going to have some Dutch traditions with Ruud in your office afterwards, some kind of celebration?
No, there's an English tradition, like Roberto knows, to invite.
Yeah.
The other
But there's no
managers.
Dutch drinks or anything like that.
There is beer, which is a Dutch drink, but probably not only a Dutch drink. But I don't think he wants one after this result. But it's nice. It's not only him; it's also his wife and his children are in the room. So we know each other a bit. So it's nice to have him in, especially after.
I think that they're important traditions, aren't they, to try and upkeep
Definitely
if you can.
are.
Well, Mo Salah was waxing lyrical about Cody Gakpo's goal. So I've never done this before. That's hence a little bit of word shyness there. You can do this, John Arne. Yeah, presenting player of the match to Cody.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Player of the match, but also scorer of a sublime goal. You're the only player to have scored outside the box for Liverpool this season. You've done it twice now.
Really?
Yeah, it was a great goal. He said there, though, Mo, you practice it. That's what you do.
Yeah, we do practice a lot on the crosses, on the shots, and they always say practice makes perfect, so we keep practicing.
Do you want to have a little look?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is so hard.
Talk us through it.
Yeah, I think. Obviously we came behind and we had to fight to get leveled. And we got some good opportunities, some good chances, and then I got the ball from Maka, and I went inside and I saw some free space, and I just did what we do in training.
You've gone behind a few times lately, 3 times I think in your last 5 Premier League games. There's never a panic though. This team always feels like you can move up the gears. Is there a sense there on the pitch that you know one of you will pop up with something and steady the ship?
Yeah, obviously we know the qualities we have, but it's not nice to come behind sometimes, and we are working on that we are not that sloppy in the beginning, maybe start more focused, because I think we started the game in possession very good, but then we had maybe 1 or 2 moments that we were a little bit sloppy or not focused, and then they made a good goal. So we have to keep improving in that point.
I said to your manager at the beginning of the evening that of course Ruud van Nistelrooy knows you very, very well indeed, and he said but he hoped you were going to score against him tonight. You did just that. Have you had a chat with Ruud yet?
Yeah, I saw him briefly after the game. We spoke a little bit about family and everything, so didn't see him for a while now, but always good memories.
Yeah.
I feel like as a fullback, are you surprised that you can always go inside and cross and shoot? Because being a fullback, or former fullback myself, I would have taken you down the line, because I know you're right-footed and you like to go inside, but it's a few times first half especially they could go in, either give it to Robbo and he could cross, or you could cross. Were you surprised by that easy?
I was a little surprised. I think in the first or second action that there was a lot of free space in the middle. But when I sense the space, then I just try to take the opportunity to give a cross, maybe second post to Mo or to Darwin. Or I can play to Robbo as well.
Congratulations! I saw you a lot for PSV, and you were always the main man, the man that they could show a little bit of magic and win a game. Today is the first time I've seen you doing that for Liverpool. Is it a sense that you feel at home now, that you feel ready to take that big role?
Obviously I feel at home. I think we have a very good team, which makes me accelerate as well, and that I can show my qualities, what I'm good at. So I keep working hard and trying to show more of that every game.
Ahead of the match, Roberto was talking about just the subtle nuances, the difference between Jurgen Klopp's side and where this side is going, and you talked about it being slightly more organised, yet still as thrilling. Does it feel like that when you're playing in this system, and how Arne is setting you up? Yeah,
especially when we have the ball, I think it's a little bit more structured. Maybe a little less direct, and play more from possession. So I think that's a little bit the difference.
You're 6 points clear now.
7
points clear now. So in a really commanding position now. How's it looking for you? What are you thinking?
We only think about the next game. But
I knew you was going to say that.
Yeah, but we cannot deny we are in a good place, but still I think one of the strengths of our team and also of the staff is that we approach each game as a new one if we didn't play anyone before. So yeah, that keeps us humble and working very hard.
But very confident as well.
Yes.
You, of course, have a very busy period coming up because you're still going strong. Top of the Champions League, you've got the semi-final of the Carabao. In a couple of weeks' time, it'll be the third round of the FA Cup. Can you keep going on all these fronts?
Yeah, that's why we train. So hopefully, yes. And we will give everything in each game again, and hopefully we can go far in each competition.
How do you do that, though? How do you sustain the level of intensity that you need on the pitch to put these performances in?
Yeah, difficult to say. I think it's a lot of things. It's sleep, it's recovery, it's training sessions, rest.
Not being in the studio for too long after a game, so do you want to go? Is that what
especially won't be here that long, but no. Yeah, it's all things together, and I think even though we have a lot of young players, the staff and the older players are helping us to stay very professional and yeah, to recover very good.
Well, it's obviously at the moment working wonders on the pitch. So congratulations on your Player of the Match award. Thank you so much for joining us. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas
as well. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Cody.
Well
thank
done.
you very much.
Well done.
Thank you. A great performance from Cody Gakpo there, who over the 2 years he's been here now, he's certainly, you know, as you alluded to it there, his role has evolved and he's got stronger and more confident as a player in the Premier League.
It's interesting because when you're trying to sign a player, you know the qualities that he's going to have, but it's almost the human side. It's the feeling of being able to settle, being able to feel at home. I think the fans today enjoyed a player that he feels important, that he knows he can change the game with a little bit of a bit of magic. And it was the first time I've seen him looking like the player that we saw at PSV.
And this is a big stage. This is a huge club. There's with these huge clubs come huge expectations, but he seems to now be taking that in his stride and really doing well.
Let's have a look, shall we, John Arne, at his goal, because it was a thing of beauty. I could watch this again a few times, couldn't you?
Yeah, it's amazing. And it's so quick. This is a little bit typical Liverpool, how quick they get into position to score a goal. And
4 passes, 14 seconds.
Yeah, and the final space in between the lines. And, you know, I see Gakpo, and you see the run as well into the box. Robo is coming around as well, which gives him space to you know, to load it in. And you can almost sense that, my coach said before me, aim for the second post, like a cross or a shot, it might go in. And I think this is a shot, obviously, and it's perfect executed, but it's just a space he creates for himself, and the confidence he shows. He goes and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, technique.
I think it is a competition between him and Mo Salah, who can actually bend it into that top bins every time. So I think they've got a little competition they have in training, and they're taking it into the games.
I think if there is one aspect that Ruud van Nistelrooy would have said to his fullback, you just don't give him time to come inside to his right foot. And you can see how did that space appear. And when you see McAllister run, he makes the space. He just leaves wings with two options. He needs to be becoming a little bit the man to try to stop Gakpo finishing or following the run. And that's what Liverpool did very, very well in that second half. And
there was patience as well, wasn't there?
Leicster's victory. What are your assessment of your team's performance tonight?
Quite happy in general. I think during the whole game we played the way we wanted it. The only thing we didn't want is to go 1-0 down after 10 minutes. And normally you say that you didn't start really well then, but I think we did, because after 3, 4, 5 minutes we were already many times in and around the 18-yard box, created the chance with Mo, with Curtis. But yeah, first time they threatened us, it was immediately a goal. Sloppy defending though. And that's why it was a hard game till we scored the third one.
How important was it to get a goal before the break?
Oh, definitely was. I think during the first 45 minutes we were many times in and around the 18-yard box, and we've created enough to score a goal. But if you then don't do it, you never know what the end result would have been if you don't score just before half-time. But that really lifted us. You could see this in the second half, where we immediately scored the second.
Cody Gakpo looked really sharp tonight, and Curtis Jones a goal on his 100th Premier League appearance, and Mo Salah managed to score right at the end again. He wasn't to be denied, was he?
No, the first and the third goal were quite similar, I think. Yeah. Both situations where our wingers were in 1v1 situations, and yeah, these players have the quality to dominate those situations and have a great finish as well. I liked the second one a lot as well, because that was more of a team goal, I would say. So great overlapping run. Curtis Jones, who's arriving in the box, something what he had to do, in my opinion, a bit more when we first started working with him. And he did this today, like he did a few times already during the season. Because as a midfielder in Liverpool, you need to score goals, and that's what he did today.
Have you looked at the table, or do you try and avoid looking at it because it does look so good at the moment on paper?
Yeah, no, of course we do look at the table. It would be a bit weird to look at the other side. No, we know, but we also know how hard this league is, because I think it was 2 months ago that we were one point behind City, and what this league can do if you get your injuries or your suspensions. This can happen to any team, and if that happens, then this league is too good to pick up points. So we have to stay on top of our game, and that's what we all know, because Sunday is West Ham away, which is again a challenging opponent.
And just finally, I read in the programme notes you're saying that obviously playing through the Christmas period is very new to you, but when you're over in the Netherlands, you used to turn over and watch the Premier League to see what was cracking. What's it like being involved now?
What's it like is that it doesn't feel Christmas at all, if you ask me. So if you tell me now that it's September or November, I would believe you as well. So normally you go on holiday and this feeling is a bit different now. It's just, okay, it's not a game. And but I think there are many people watching it in Holland now, and they do like it as I liked it before. And yeah, it's just keep on going. That's what it is.
Well, he's certainly keeping on going at the moment. I mean, like I say, 42 points from 51. He couldn't have dreamt of this on Boxing Day.
No, it's been relentless stuff from him and his team. Owen touched on his demeanour, how in control he looks, the confidence he exudes. But you've also got to give a huge amount of praise to the players. I mean, as we said before, they've been there, seen it and done it before. Is probably vital, possibly even more important than their managers at this stage, because they have done it. So, you know, that combination, I like the way he's come in. He's not ripped anything up. There was no need to rip anything up. But some people, they're so confident and cocky in themselves. They go, oh, no, this is my new way of playing. It was already virtually perfect. Jurgen Klopp did incredibly well over the time he was there. They had a great team already. So, you know, he's just continued that, tweaked it a little bit, brought a calmness to the situation. And while a lot of other teams are dropping away around him, he's keeping his troops, you know, with a clear target, not getting carried away. It's all looking very rosy. But he's right to say, and we can all sit here and say, oh, they've got to throw it away now. I mean, who would have thought Manchester City would do this? Who would have thought it? They are just the most incredible team, have been one of the best teams in the world for years and years and years. Yes, we can see them losing a game. You can't see them doing what they've done. And that's how easy it is. So you can't count your chickens. Absolutely not. He's the right thing to do, to say game by game. And that's what they're doing at the moment. It's all going well.
And we're talking about injuries. Just like, who's the most influential player that... We're talking about Rodri coming out of City, Ødegaard coming out of Arsenal. Who would you fear the most getting injured for Liverpool?
Mo. I mean, if Mo's not there, they don't win the league. That's for sure.
Simple as that.
Simple as that, yeah. City don't win it without Rodri. Arsenal don't do it without Ødegaard. But I do think one thing I say, he's made 2 big calls. Gravenberch's playing as a whole midfield player where he's never played in his life. At Bayern, he barely played. He's been one of the best players in the Premier League this season from a position that's probably not his natural. And Diaz, you know, not just playing on the left-hand side, playing as a false 9. So he's made 2 big calls. I know he took the blueprint of what Klopp made, but he's tweaked it to what he wants. They cross the ball more. They are slightly different, in my opinion. I just think he deserves a ton of credit for taking that, which was really good, tweaking it to how he wants. And if they add 1 or 2, I think they could be onto something for quite a few years, actually.
It is quite...
Do you agree, though? No Salah, no title?
Well, at this stage, if Mo Salah was out for the rest of the season, I still think they'd win it. They've still got an awful lot. If he was out for the season, like Rodri, then, yeah, I agree with Owen. But at this stage, they're well clear. They've got lots of options. I mean, if Jota came in instead of Salah, then, you know, I still think they'd be okay. Or Nunez can come in as well. They've still got options up there. So I think they've built enough of a cushion now to not be dependent on one player. Virgil van Dijk is the other one that I would hate to see get injured. There's other important players, but, you know, like Alisson, probably the best goalkeeper in the world, but Kelleher's such a good replacement that I don't think it would affect him even if he got
hasn't
injured.
done. He's missed 9 games.
Exactly. I think those two, I think Virgil van Dijk is the best centre-half in the world, and I think Mo Salah is the best right-sided midfielder in the world. So
let me flip it around the other way. If those two play the majority of league games between now and May, do they win the title?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't see them slipping it up now. I think Arsenal have got a 10-15% chance of winning it. I can't see anybody else win it. I think Liverpool are 85%.
They could win everything.
They could in the semi-final of the League Cup. Obviously, the FA Cup.
They've been the best team in the Champions League so far, with Inter. So I think this is a chance they don't want to miss, by the way. If I was Liverpool and British Shoes, I know there's a new sport, but I would maybe just add a body in January. Obviously, they try for Zubimendi. But they could have a super special season here. And I think you don't want to miss out on this, because these guys, you're not going to have a season where the 3 or 4 teams struggle in the Premier League, but they could literally win the lot this season.
When you say add a body, position specific, or just add a body just for freshness?
Well, they got a world-class goalkeeper coming in, Mamardashvili, so he's only 24.
It's at the end of the season.
I know, but what I'm saying is already planned for that. I think defensively they're sound. If they need anything, I'd say it's a left-back and a centre-mid. You know, I think in the summer they'll probably figure out what to do with Darwin Núñez, because he's not really playing. But I think they're striker, left-back, centre-mid. That's all they need. And that team is set for 3 years. Wow. And they've sold a lot of players anyway, haven't they? You know, they've done a really good job of selling some of the younger players and making a lot of money. So I think the money will be there. But I think they've got to invest it.
And their form, momentum, and now lead of 7 points, even at this stage for tomorrow, Arsenal at home to Ipswich, it almost makes it must-win for Mikel Arteta's side. Because if they don't, it's another opportunity missed to close that gap.
That's the pressure that Liverpool are putting on everybody at the moment. They're literally got a gun to their head, haven't they? You drop more points and you're out of it. You drop more points and you're out of it. And they're virtually there. You know, it's getting to a stage whereby if anybody drops any more points, they're just too far behind now. As I say, I think Arsenal are just about clinging on. But if they lose another game, are Liverpool going to drop so many points? They're going to have a capitulation like Manchester City? I can't see it. I just think that they're piling the pressure on everybody at the moment. Relentless wins. And as I say, Arsenal, Chelsea, I'm not that convinced about Chelsea. I think Arsenal are the last man standing, personally.
Leicester by 3 goals to 1. What kind of momentum do they have at the moment with those kind of numbers?
Well, they're absolutely loving it, aren't they? I mean, you can only imagine that dressing room. People will say, they will come out and say, we don't look at other teams, we're just concentrating on ourselves, and they're right to do that. And they are concentrating on themselves. They're motoring along really well, but everybody around them is falling away at the same time. You know, Chelsea lost today, Manchester City dropped points again, and they're probably out of it now. I mean, when I look at the league table, I'd be astonished if Liverpool don't go on to win it now. I think their only danger could be Arsenal. I don't fancy Chelsea. I think they're too young, too inexperienced. Forest are having a great season, but they can't sustain that. Newcastle, too far behind, even though they're coming into good form at the moment. Bournemouth, they can't challenge either. So for me, it's Arsenal and Arsenal only in terms of dangers to them now. But I mean, I think they're only a danger to themselves, aren't they? I mean, the way they're playing, unless they implode themselves, unless they have a Manchester City moment, then it looks like they're streaking clear.
Arne Slot is understandably very calm, very collected, and is tempering any excitement, he says, at this early stage. But we're almost at halfway, and you look at the way they're playing, you look at that league table. Is it difficult for Liverpool fans not to be super excited here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, especially after the dominance of Manchester City, but I think from the first day he's walked in the door, everybody thought, wow, this is going to be a massive job to fill Jurgen Klopp's shoes. I think it was at Old Trafford where I remember him stood on the side, and he just stood there like, you know, no stress at all, super confident. I've been so impressed for a manager to come into this league. I know Horn's slightly inferior, but the way he comes in with the confidence that he has managing this group, I think is remarkable.
Well, let's talk to a man who's only ever had one Liverpool manager till this season. Andy Robertson, part of a winning team again, waiting to talk to us live at Anfield. Good to see you, Andy. Before we get to the bigger picture, you got an early fright there, but normal service resumed.
Yeah, obviously, you know, it's always tough. We know every Premier League game is not easy, especially when you concede first. And yeah, it probably gave us a wake-up call. I thought we started the game quite well, but then obviously we seen the threat of Leicester. They went on the counter-attack and unfortunately we conceded, but I think the reaction was really good, and I think we dominated the game from there on in.
How important was that equaliser just before half-time from Cody Gakpo, though, to change the half-time team talk?
Yeah, 100%. I think we had a few chances, hit the post, hit the bar. But yeah, you don't want to go in at half-time behind. So I think the goal and the timing of it was perfect for us. And then we came out the second half. We wanted to start quick. We wanted to get our noses in front. And we managed to do that. And then, I think, like I said, we dominated the game. We could have got a couple more, but it was a good 3 points for us.
Andy, Michael Owen speaking, well played today. Just wondering, a lot of people talking about Arne Slot and what a great job he's doing. That's correct. But, of course, he's ably assisted by a team that have won virtually everything over the years. Just wanted to know from your side, has he tweaked your role in any way, shape or form, or the full-back's role, I should say, in general, or is it still same as?
No, to be honest, he tweaks our role every single game, really. I think, depending on who we're playing, how they set up, how we want to set up, positions and different roles within every game. So, tactically, he's unbelievable, him and his staff. And I think credit to the lads, we've bought right into it. We've put a lot of work in on and off the pitch. And I think we're seeing the rewards just now. And, we have to keep pushing because the manager demands more from us. I don't think we're quite perfect in his eyes yet, and that's what we want. So we have to keep pushing, have to keep better, and if we do that, then hopefully we win a lot more games.
Hi Andy, it's Owen Hargreaves here. Well done, as Mo said. When I look at this Liverpool team, they almost remind me of the United team that I played on, that you could almost play any style. Whether you dominate possession, you can play on the counter, brilliant on set pieces. And I think that's a real talent. You look at a lot of teams, people say, we've got an identity. But actually having 3 or 4, I think is such a huge strength to have, depending on what the game needs.
Yeah, 100%. Look, the Premier League's the toughest league in the world, but every single week you come up against, a different challenge. You maybe play teams that are really good with the ball, or you play them in a low block, or good on the counter-attack, or whatever. So I think you have to, try and play against their strengths and limit that, but then also you have to see how you exploit them. So no, you're right, you have to play different ways and different weeks, and I think we've done that this season. I think we've adapted pretty well to most oppositions that we've played, but we also need to keep doing it because we're less than halfway so far, and it's obviously been a good start, but you don't win anything in December, and we have to keep going if we want to be successful this season.
And on that, the flexibility you've got with those attacking players, Diaz and Jota on the bench today. Gakpo's, I think he's got 6 in his last 7 at Anfield. Mo Salah scores again. The options and the freshness you've got, you must feel you're going to win games with those guys.
Yeah, 100%. Our bench was strong today. Obviously we've got a few players back from injury. We've still got a couple to come back, which will make us even more stronger. And as long as we all try and stay fit and do the right things, then we know we've got a squad to compete for anything. So like you says, the changes we make today, the difference they can make and things like that, that's what makes a really good team. And to be fair, the lads coming off the bench, the attitude's spot on, they have to sometimes come on and change the game. So 11 players don't win anything. It's always 20, 25 players, and we need everyone this season. And hopefully we can keep making impacts on the bench and also on the pitch.
I've been this road before. You're calm and collected. Your manager certainly is. But you can understand the Liverpool fans are almost halfway, getting very excited here, Andy, because you're 7 clear with a game in hand.
Look, I've always said that when we've been in fortunate positions of leading the league. I think if our fans are getting carried away, then we're doing good things on the pitch. And allow them to get carried away. You know, I've been a fan before. You know, obviously loving football, and if you're getting carried away, then it means the team are doing well. But you know, we certainly won't. You know, we know we're in a busy period of time. We know we've got really tough games coming up. We've got West Ham away, who are in a good moment in 3 days' time, and our full focus is on that. So we'll let the fans have a drink tonight and celebrate the win, and you know, we'll be straight home to recover and get ready for West Ham.
Fantastic. Really well played. Thanks very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's Andy Robertson live at Anfield for you. And again, as I said to him, he's been the course before. So many of them have. But Liverpool fans are right to be excited. Why wouldn't you be?
Well, didn't he just answer that question perfectly?
Yeah.
Yep. Go and have a drink. Go and celebrate however way you wish if you're a Liverpool fan. But I'm off to get into bed and rest, recover and get ready for West Ham. And that's exactly what you want your players to be saying as well. So, as you said, Steve, he's experienced. He's been there, seen it, done it before. Won virtually everything there is to win in the club game for Liverpool. So they've got the T-shirt. They've done it before. They know what's required. And if you're a Liverpool fan, I think you're in safe hands with the squad. Now the manager, on the other hand, yes, he's won a league title, but not in the Premier League. I mean, the questions could be put to the manager. You know, has he got the attributes? He's certainly showing that he has so far. But these players, they've all done it before. This is virtually the same squad that Jurgen Klopp left him. So I don't think there's any worries from a player's point of view.
And I think you're right. You've hit the nail on the head. It's a unique opportunity here for Liverpool. Because when Arne Slot arrived, he would have said, listen, finish above Pep Guardiola and you've done the job, because they'll be the team to catch or be right around you. They couldn't have envisaged this situation at not even halfway.
No, probably not. But I do think, you know, it was interesting when he said, you know, the manager tweaks our tactics every game. You know, people were labelling manager, oh, you have to have a style of play. Liverpool play different almost every game, depending on what it needs.
That's your point with United, is it?
Yeah, and our team could do that, whatever it needed, you know, and I think, and better than the other team. And I like that about this Liverpool team. They're very versatile, very flexible, and I think they can do pretty much anything that the game dictates. But the biggest thing for me is the reason Arsenal, Chelsea won't win it. They don't have any experience like Liverpool. Alisson, Van Dijk, Trent, Robertson, Salah. You've got 5 guys that have been there and done it, as Mo said, for years. Arsenal, I'm amazed that they haven't addressed that. They're this close, but they need 3 or 4 of those guys in their team. If they get them, they'll win the league. I really believe that. Mo's right. Chelsea are too young, and maybe in 2 years' time they'll be there. But this Liverpool team is perfectly set up. Got a real mix of young players, brilliant front 3, but actually, because they can play different every game, they're going to be hard to stop.
Let's remind ourselves of the order of events, because he said they got a shock to the system after 6 minutes, but responded well after this.
Yeah, they did. They did. I mean, Leicester played particularly well. I thought they were quite brave. They defended all right and they counter-attacked well. I thought Virgil van Dijk could have prevented this at source in many ways. Well, not at source, but secondly, I'll just highlight him here. And I think if he just drops 3 or 4 yards, he can always get out to Daka if need be, but he can actually prevent this ball. He just stops that ball. He takes a little touch. I mean, the ball's not whipped in. It comes slowly. He just takes a touch there and passes it out. I think positionally he'll be a little bit disappointed. And then Andy Robertson just gets strength off the ball, really. Virgil van Dijk gets back in and the ball clips him, and it's an unfortunate goal to concede from Liverpool's point of view. But it was a good start from Leicester, and then Liverpool had to show their mettle. I mean, you know, that energy, these games come thick and fast now, and to keep finding that energy to go again and keep pressing. There was a question mark there, certainly after the first 5 or 10 minutes, but, you know, they rarely let you down, especially at Anfield. The crowd get behind them, they put in a performance, they get the crowd back up, and it sways, and they both feed off each other in many ways. We shouldn't have worried, as Owen said, even though they scored 1, you still expected them to steamroller them in the end.
Yeah, and Andy Robertson himself hit the post, so did Mo Salah hitting the bar. And then, as I said to him, the timing of Gakpo's equaliser was a sickening one from Leicester's point of view, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, thing is as well, it's just, there's no pressure on the ball between the lines, as Mo said at half-time, forward passes, but how can you let this guy get in on his right foot? These guys are too good. You know, obviously, I think the overlapping run probably, you know, helps that in a way, you know, but such a good finish that. Honestly, he is so underrated, Cody Gakpo. I mean,
why do you think that is?
I don't know.
He's having a great season.
Honestly, I remember even when there was a bit of criticism when he first come. He's about 6'3". He's quick. He's an amazing dribbler. He's a good finisher. You know, he's a good header of the ball. I don't know. I don't see a flaw in his game. You know, and I just think he's such an underrated player. I mean, Jota gets goals, Gakpo gets goals. Mo's obviously the king, but I think Gakpo is really special. Diaz as well.
But I think Gakpo now has played himself into the front three.
Big time.
You know, if there was a Champions League final tomorrow.
Do you?
Yeah.
Ahead of Jota?
Yeah.
It'd be Diaz and Mo, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Diaz, Salah and Gakpo, I think now, yeah. I think he's done particularly well this season. I think he's at the forefront. But just going to Owen's point, I mean, we're getting to, we've been in the stage for many years now where wide players are all inverted wingers. They're all left-footed playing on the right-footed playing on the left. We see Gakpo's goal there. We'll see Mo Salah's goal later on. We'll see Mo Salah cutting in and hitting the crossbar with a left foot. Why do defenders keep showing players inside onto their strong foot? It's just incredible.
It's one of my biggest pet peeves right now.
This is the goal again. It's just send it. There's a minute to go of the first half. Send him out wide. You know, you've got two of the best headers of the ball in the Premier League defensively in the middle there. Let them go wide and let them cross it. We'll just keep nodding it out. If you're, Connor Cody, it's like, thank you very much. Another cross. I'll head another one. Don't show them inside onto their strong foot. I mean, it's there for all to see. We've got the most intelligent sports science and data people that are showing them, surely. And then 2 minutes later, 2 minutes before, it was Mo Salah, as I say, onto the crossbar. I find it very strange that they play to Liverpool's strengths in particular.
Yeah, it baffles me, honestly. The attackers are getting better, defenders are getting worse. Maybe that's because they're all trying to play outside, they don't defend anymore. But one of the most basic things you'll ever learn is if he's right-footed, one way he's going, left. And these guys all come inside. You see Saka do it every week. You see Mo Salah do it every week. Honestly, it's mind-blowing. If you're going to go one way, it needs to be on the weaker foot. And again, I know these guys are good and they can get there and they drop a shoulder, but I just think defending is a slightly lost art. That's why when you see a guy like Virgil van Dijk, you can appreciate him, because that would never happen to him, or very rarely.
That was right on the stroke of the first half. 4 minutes into the second half, Curtis Jones, after somewhat of a forensic check, made it 2-1 in his 100th Premier League appearance.
What a lovely goal it was. Lovely move. Yeah, there was a little tackle. If there wasn't a little touch there from a Leicester player, we would have been counting the passes here, Steve. I love the pace on the pass. I love Jones getting into the box and getting into dangerous areas. Lots of people can just stay out and hang on the edge of the box and wait for the cutback, but he gets in there. And I love the finish. He didn't need to smack it. He just guided it. He used the pace of the cross. Sometimes it's best taking away pace on the ball. When a ball fizzes at you, then control it. As you say, there was a lot to look at, wasn't there? There was a lot of offside, potential offside. So I don't blame VAR necessarily for looking at it forensically. But the problem was there was another one later on that also there was 2 or 3 instances where they had to check. So eventually it was about 6-7 minutes of VAR checking, which was a little bit over the top, let's say. But that was a brilliant goal, great passing goal and a lovely finish at the end of it.
You know what's amazing about Liverpool? They get about 8 guys in the box. I've not seen a team this season get that many players from open play in the box. Good luck as a defending team. There's just too many guys in there. They just overload it. That's why the goals are all spread out outside of Mo, because there's just so many guys in there. And Curtis Jones does that brilliantly. Arrives really late, but they're so good to watch Liverpool right now, you'd have to say.
Isn't it amazing, though, the balance that they have? Because they can have 7 or 8 players in the box, yet they always seem secure at the back. You never think, they're taking a risk here. And of course they are taking risks. I mean, back in the day, you'd always have 1 or 2 more defenders than there are attackers. Liverpool are happy to go one-on-one. They're happy with Gomez, they're happy with Van Dijk. They've got pace, strength. We'll go one-on-one against anybody, which is a great thing to have. And it means you can be even bolder going forward, and that's why they create so many chances.
Yep, so another goal for Curtis Jones on his 100th Premier League appearance for Liverpool.
Today, Curtis, your 100th appearance in the Premier League, but you were telling me earlier that you weren't aware of that, and it was a certain person that told you. Can you let our viewers know who that person was?
It was Jürgen. I just came in then. We had to talk as a team, and then I was went on the phone, and I normally text family and stuff. And then I seen a text off Klopp, and he said, congrats on a 100 game and here's to 500 or something like that. I was like, what's he on about? 100? It's like, you know, I'm more than that. That's what I thought he meant, like appearances. So then, yeah, I just checked there on the Instagram and yeah, the 100 Prem game, yeah. Proud, absolutely proud, yeah.
It's fascinating to know that he was aware of it, but I suppose not surprising in a way.
That's why. Nah, that's because he's on Instagram, so he gets to see it. Nah, but yeah, that's what he's like. He's still in touch with the whole team. You know, he's a great man. He's still loved off us. And yeah, it was him who set up the team now that we've got. The foundation was there already, and Slosh just carrying it on.
Well, he might have gone, but you can't keep him out of the headlines. It's no surprise to you that Jurgen Klopp would have that humane touch with a boy that he brought through and that gave his debut to at 17.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Jurgen knew probably what he was going to be. That's why he gave him the chance. But he's such a confident young man, Curtis Jones, isn't he? I mean, you know, I think the position that he plays, he's going to score a ton of goals in this team because he's a proper flair player. You know, he's a bit of a throwback, isn't he, Mo? Technically, he can play in the ball anywhere. But again, another guy, great size, good finisher. I mean, I can't believe that. 23 years old, 100 Premier League games. That's brilliant. At a big club, that's a good number.
And he was more of an attacking player, you know, coming through the youth ranks.
Yes.
Much more of an attacking player than he is now. And you can see it in his play, can't you? He's actually comfortable. But whenever Curtis Jones plays, he seems to be one of the three midfield players. That was never the case in the academy. He was always one of the three front players. So he has got goals in him. He has got assists in him.
He's not a wide player, is he, mate? He's not quick enough, is he?
No, but he was always an attacking player. Yeah. Now he's got a lot more discipline, let's say, since he's been in the Liverpool team. And Jurgen Klopp probably instilled a lot of that in him. And full credit to him. You know, when you've got such a good team, such a good starting 11, very hard to blood youngsters through the academy. And Liverpool have had such a good team for so many years now. You know, to break through and to be part of a squad and good enough to be part of the squad. I mean, who can get through? Who can break through the academy and take Virgil van Dijk's spot or Mo Salah's spot? Nobody can. It's so difficult. It's all right getting through the academy at, you know, Southampton or Leicester or wherever. You know, it's hard enough at those types of clubs, but at Liverpool, so fair play to them. 100 Premier League games coming through at the toughest of times when you've got the best team that Liverpool have had in a long, long time is a real feather in his cap.
OK, so a little festive quiz question for you. 8 Liverpool players have scored on their 100th Premier League appearance. Could you just give me one of the others?
He's got to be one, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Do you remember it? Manchester City.
Happy Christmas. Oh, no, I didn't. I remember it now. Outside the foot. Outside the foot, falling away, bend in the far corner, yeah, Cop end. I didn't know that, but as soon as you said Man City and I saw it was Anfield, I knew the goal. Yeah.
Big hope for MLS. Gives a few of those down the years.
Another assist from Emile. 8 of us, you say?
Yeah.
Right, in the break, I'm going to be thinking of the rest of them.
OK. Mo Salah, 100 home Premier League goals. I mean, he hit the bar in the first half, like you said. It was always inevitable he was going to score in this game.
It's inevitable he's going to score in every game, Steve. He's just, he's incredible. And we touched on it before, didn't we? How many players, how many defenders are going to let Mo Salah come inside onto his good foot and curl it into that far corner? Everybody knows what he wants to do. That's the vulnerable part of the goal when he's cutting in on goal. So surely you put him onto his right foot. His right foot is so much weaker. Liverpool don't really score when the ball's chipped into the box from crosses, so I don't know why they wouldn't do that. But hey, easier said than done. I've never been a full-back. I've never tried to mark Mo Salah, so I'll just observe from here, but surely he's going to send him down.
I mean, you had the odd game in that position, didn't you?
Yeah, and he would have gone right. He would have gone right, I promise you that. I put my house on it. He's going right. When you play against guys that good, I'm showing him right. He cannot come inside, and if he does, I foul him. Gakpo does amazing for that goal, by the way. Little chop, ball in behind, but we just saw the numbers from Mo there. I mean, the career that he's had, that he's probably having his best start to a season ever, is astonishing. Really is. I mean, 16 goals, 11 assists. Wait, so he could leave on a free, right? He's the top scorer in the Premier League in most assists, so you need 2 players. Probably 3, actually, because you need a goal scorer and assister, and then another one in case they don't turn out.
And you need someone so durable, because he never misses a game.
Steve, honestly, just pay the man a lot and get it over with. It's ridiculous. Top most goals, most assists, and he's getting better. Amazing. Really is.
we shall discuss further after we've heard from the man himself. Here he is, Mo Salah.
Well done. 3-1. Was that about right in the end?
Yeah, it's a good result. To be fair, they were very tough first half, and the second half, the way they prepared themselves, I think prepared themselves before the game, they were very good, and also the way they standing in front of the box was quite hard for us in the first half, especially. But we managed to score 3 goals. It's a great result.
How key was Cody Gakpo right on half-time, that goal?
It's great. It's great. It gives us confidence in the second half to go there and try our best also to win the game, because 1-0 down, you just need to focus and equalize. Then after that, you need to score the second one. But a minute before the half-time, he scored a great goal. So, yeah, it's a great result.
It's almost like the Gakpo goal, isn't it now, the way he cuts in onto that right foot?
Yeah, it's something he practiced a lot in training. We practice all in that situation. When we go there, we finish situation or cross it in the second post. So, yeah, it's a great finish from him.
Every game there seems to be a Premier League record for you. It's 100 home goals in the Premier League now, 98 for Liverpool.
Yeah, well, it's something I'm very proud of. I will keep working hard, and hopefully I can go a little bit further.
And how good is your form? When you sum it up, how well are you playing right now? Top scorer in the Premier League, 16 goals.
It's a great. To be fair, that as much as a team winning, and the most important thing for me is the team winning. Hopefully, we win the Premier League, and I will have a big impact in that. That's great for me.
Well, 7 points clear in the Premier League with the game in hand. How does that sound?
It's great. But we need just to focus in each game and. Yeah, hopefully we carry on like that.
You've been ahead before at this time of year, of course, and not gone on to win it. So does it feel different? Do you sense that?
Yeah, it feels different, but the most important thing is we need to stay humble. That year, I think we had a few injured when we were ahead, and we lose it in the end, but hopefully we carry on like that and no injured, then we just go and win it.
Are you as personally motivated as you've ever been to win another title?
Of course, this one is very special. Hopefully we win the Premier League for this club is something I'm very, very proud, dream of. So I really want to win the Premier League this year, hopefully.
And by the time you play your next home game here, it'll be January, Manchester United. Any update? Any update for the fans? Happy New Year and everything.
No, I wish I want to tell them Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, but then I see them next game here.
Thank you, Mo. Well done.
Thank you very much.
It's a good answer. But it's a conversation everyone will still keep having. I mean, the reports, the word on Merseyside is it's a little bit more encouraging, isn't it, that they're getting closer?
I'd be astonished, personally, if Mo Salah doesn't sign a new contract. I mean, he's happy, he's loved, he's at the absolute top of his game. There's no guarantee that you go to a different club and all of a sudden you continue scoring like this. I mean, sometimes you just fit like a glove, and he certainly does, and Liverpool play to his strengths. They're one of the best teams in the world. They're top of the Champions League, top of the Premier League. Like, where else do you want to go? Well, why would you go anywhere else? So,
but
I'd be surprised.
You feel he doesn't want to go, do you?
I don't think he wants to go. I think when he came out, not so long ago, but maybe a month ago, it was almost like a rallying cry.
After the Southampton game.
Yeah, it was like, if you're planning on going, you want no fuss, you want nobody to mention it, you just want to slip under the radar and give the attention to somebody else. But when you publicly come out and say, we haven't spoken, or they haven't offered me anything, or whatever, that's almost a tactic. That's almost a gun to the head of the club. That's almost telling the fans, I'm on an assignment, but these lot haven't asked me for anything yet. So I took it as a positive. And I don't necessarily think it's the money. I think, of course, it's probably important that he's recognised, and that's the only way you could recognise. But I think it's more the term of the contract. He doesn't, this is his last big contract, I'd suggest, and he wants to probably sign a 3 or 4 year contract to see the real guts of his career, to see them off at Liverpool. Maybe he'll do another year or two somewhere else in a local team or something, or he might not. But this is the last big one, and he wants the security. He wants to know, right, this is going to be my home for good now. All this, 1 or 2 years extension, I don't think that's showing him what he believes he's worth. And he is different to everybody else. His fitness levels, his durability, his work ethic, everything about him. I think they've got to bend the rules slightly, because we all know what big clubs do now. Oh, we can't sign these older players for too long, etc., etc. He's an exception. He's different. He lives like absolute, He's a diamond person, and I think they should bend the rules for him.
The other side of the story is defeat for Leicester and for Ruud van Nistelrooy in his 5th Premier League games in charge of the Foxes. And here is the thoughts of the Leicester boss.
3-1 in the end. Was that about right or tough on your team?
You know, when you come here, of course, the start we had that we wanted. We knew we had to be compact. We had to be defending well, defending crosses well, which we did. And we had a couple of breaks. We were dangerous. We were in the game for a long time. We had in 2-1 we had the Daka chance with his left foot. Of course, these are moments that in the second half was, I think, the only one that we had. But it's in these games you got to take them to take something home. But no, I can't. Only credits for the team, you know, for the competitiveness, and we were in the game for a long time.
Is the frustration not quite getting to half time ahead?
Of course, when you're 1-0 up. We had a break with Steffi Mavridis on the break, which led to a goal kick, a quick take of Alisson, and they combined into Gakpo, and we know when he's coming into his right foot, he can be dangerous.
Well, you know Cody Gakpo so well, of course, from PSV. Do you see a significantly better player here at Liverpool already?
No, of course. I mean, he's here now for a while already. He developed, got used to the level, got used to the Premier League and Champions League, and he's still improving a lot. So yeah, made big steps.
Earlier on, you both said Manchester United learnt nothing in defeat. Would he have take something from that somehow moving forward today?
Yeah, I'm with Mo. I thought they played good, really good, especially start the game. Play with a little bit of flair. Mavridis was good on that left-hand side. El Khanous played good as a number 10. I like Daka as a replacement for Vardy. So I think they look stronger in defence with Cody and Vestergaard as well. And Christensen at the left back is good. Justin is good at right back. So I think it's just about maybe getting that balance in midfield. But I think Ruud just gets it. Do you know what I mean? The way he talks, he's calm, he knows. Like, we played okay, but I think Leicester are going to be okay with Ruud at the helm. I think it's I don't think it's a strong team as such in terms of firepower. But I like that Ruud he stands there so calmly. Do you know, I think he's comfortable with what he has.
Because they weren't in the bottom three at Christmas. They dropped in there before the game. They end the day in the drop zone. Do you think long term that's a concern, or do you think they'll be absolutely fine?
I think the 3 that are down there, I think the 3 that came up will go down personally.
So you don't think Ruud van Nistelrooy is going to keep Leicester in the Premier League?
No.
Why?
I don't really rate them that much. I was actually
him or them?
I was them. I was actually quite impressed with the way they played today. But Wolves, you know, all of a sudden, blink of an eye, within a week, 6 points out of 6, and they're out of it. And you know, and they have got some really good players. I think they could probably continue picking up points. What else is there? Everton are too good to go down. They'll keep picking up points. Palace, they've got a lot of good players. I mean, last season, the 3 that came up from the Championship went straight back down. I think this season it's going to be exactly the same.
OK, we'll wait.